Hello. Well, you can't even see. There's all this beautiful stuff over here. But if I take it over here, then it's going to interrupt the reading, right? Because then there's less room for cards. You guys get it. All right, well. I just want to thank everybody who participated in our little mini collective survey today. I asked a question if you are interested in just sharing the number in the chat. The question was, on a scale of 0 to 11, how are you feeling? Especially how have you been feeling since Mercury retrograde ended a week or two ago? So if you're 0, it's like, I don't feel much of anything. I feel bad, I feel empty, something negative, depressed, just yucky, okay? If it's 11, it's like, I am better than ever, I'm on fire, I feel amazing, clap your hands, okay. So thank you for those of you who participated. What I've noticed is there is a pattern. Everybody is pretty much spread out, but there were certain numbers that were selected. So we had like a lot of zeros, and most of them describe the same feeling. We had 2/3, 2.5, numbers like that describe the same feeling. Then we had 5, like several 5s, all describing a bit of information. So there was a bad feeling or something was off, but then there was also something very specific, like a new understanding with divine masculine. Then we had our 7s, which there were the most of those, where people were looking forward. And I've noticed that pretty much everybody under 5, well, almost everybody mentioned some sort of symptom that went along with it. And then we had our like 11s. I think we had one person that said something like 8.5, but we had just 11s all around. So very interesting to see the description of the energy for each person and realize that across the situations and circumstances people were dealing with, however they were feeling, they were dealing with the same thing within that little bubble. So, okay, what I want to do today is kind of go through the divine masculine energies a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and bless and shuffle and introduce the reading, and we'll get going. All right. I guess I can turn this on if I'm going to have it here. I don't even know if you can see it or not, though. Okay, so welcome, welcome. We are going to dive into this divine masculine reading. We start with Knight of Swords and the Chariot. So I think that they are feeling the extreme of this energy just like we are. There is a lot happening. There is a need to kind of suit up, is the sense I get. Suit up and make sure that you are ready to fight. But then there's also this feeling of the divine masculine isolating themselves for some reason. Hold on. Now we have the King of Wands. This is interesting. This says almost like there's something that they're focusing on instead. They're supposed to be here doing something with this energy, but they're here. I think we're gonna... I feel like we should do a mind reading or something. And then the Page of Cups. Interesting. Whatever it is that they've received is causing them to prepare. They do want to be ready, but it's not for what the energy is about. So this is very interesting. This is something where the way that it's affecting you and what's happening in your life, DM is on a completely different thing. That's good information for you, because there are a lot of you who say, well, are they dealing with it the same way? Are they feeling the same thing? Yeah or no and yes, right? Like, so just be prepared for that as you listen to this reading, you're going to have to interpret through your experience and then think to yourself, now, how would that show up in my divine masculine's life? And as always, if you're willing to share anything like that, please do. I mean, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat, because it helps other people understand their own situation. You'd be surprised how many of us have things going on because of that wave energy where you can be reading or watching a reading from me from 4 years ago about something me and Mr. Lightwork were dealing with at that time and be like, I'm going through that verbatim. How is that even possible right now? How did this reading even come to me? It's like, yeah, because you're on our wave and that energy is hitting you now. So, all right, hold on. Thank you for sharing. What do we need to know overall right now? 7 of Pentacles, another 7. So again, we're getting this energy of hold on. There's something that I need to deal with. There's something that I came here for. It's interesting because I just got this swift vision of like a movie or something where there's someone causes a scene, but it actually turns out to be a diversion. And it's at the moment where everything is chaotic that the spy goes in to do the thing that they were supposed to do or something like that. You know what I mean? There's something. This is interesting because this person is dangling a pentacle. Oh, that makes me wonder, what is this? What is this? Really, my point is, what is this to divine masculine? You know what I mean? Now, we saw the King of Wands. This is making me think, just because this happens to be the pentacle hanging off of the wand, it's making me think this is them. Like they feel like there's something that they need to be a part of. And this is taking me honestly back to that vengeance energy, which I really think these divine masculines need to get out of. So can anybody remember, was that a reading for the entire collective, or was that for a specific group? For some reason, it feels like a specific group, but I don't quite remember. Let me know. What are we missing here? And then death. Okay, now, the interesting part is, this is so weird. Okay, the last card we were just looking at, the people that were pulling the chariot, they had faces that sat just off their face, where if you look close enough, you realize they're wearing a mask, okay? Then I pull the death card, and this person that I'm pointing to up here, which is technically the ringmaster in this deck, who has the wand, well, this is their outfit. And here it's been taken off as if the person who I just told you about that was, part of the heist or whatever, changed clothes and poof, disappeared into the crowd, yeah? Well, what are the odds that when you look at this very closely, this ringleader's face, I gotta figure out, how do I show this to you? It looks as if they're wearing a mask, like that's not actually them. It's almost a little bit grotesque. There's something about it that says, wait a minute, who is that? The ringleader has a very particular look in this deck. So this to me is almost like, what if these were the people that tormented them and they were like, you know what? I'm going to go get the real gold, and then I'm going to toy with the people who promised me that there was something here. So again, this energy will bring about judgment on them if they're not careful, all right? Oh, I made an announcement earlier, and then I totally forgot to make the main announcement that I was supposed to make because I didn't write anything down. I need help making the channel more accessible. If anybody is willing to, if you already do something like this and you know what I'm talking about, if you've ever noticed on posts or pretty much anything with an image where it will have a description in brackets about what the image is, if there's anybody who is willing to do that, if you can just do it and leave it in the comments whenever you've got the time, I will move it into the description or wherever so that it can be accessed by people who may have visual impairments. I would really appreciate that. The thought of having to do that for my whole channel and all the stuff I post is a little bit daunting, but if there's anybody out there who that's something you offer your community already, we could use that kind of assistance, and anything else you're willing to offer, especially typing things up on the screen. I will try to make sure to pin that stuff at the top of the comment section if necessary. Okay, thank you guys so much. Aw, thank you, EJ. I appreciate you. Now look, everybody, we are going to try to figure out here what's going on with Divine Masculine. What I want to do is lay out some cards. Let me see. So I'm curious. When I bring up Conlikee Behavior from a Divine Masculine, We always get the imagery of like the bank robber doing the heist, right? I get that. But I understand, especially in this day and age, that having the vibe of like a scammy person can look different for different divine masculines. What are they doing? If you identify with that and you're like, yeah, they're definitely a little bit shady, what are they doing? Like, without giving them away or anything like that, especially if you know anybody has access to your page. But if you know this is a pretty safe place for you to comment, what the fuck is going on? All right, let me get this going here. Whoa. I don't know, maybe more like... Whoa. Ah! Okay. Whoa. That's a lot of cards. Alright, what do we need to know? Wait, no, let me do this first. I want to give everybody a little... It's going to be a lot, yeah? Uh-oh, that way. Okay. Eh? Yes. And... Okay. Now what do we need to know energetically about this situation? King of Cups. Not only is this something that the divine masculine really cares about, this is the thing that they always isolate themselves for, okay? This is the thing that makes them say, I got things to do. I got to go this way. It's really important, all right? What are we missing, though? Because this seems like kind of more of the obvious. And remember, what are we talking about, Grace? We're talking about a divine masculine who may be seeking revenge on their way out. We're talking about a divine masculine who feels like something is owed to them or that they were wronged. So even if they don't seek out revenge directly, there's still a focus, I think, where they're supposed to be spending their energy doing something a little bit more productive right now. So, okay, we see they're focusing on what they really care about. They're pouring everything that they're getting back into that. Eight of Cups. In this imagery, we've got... I'm trying to figure out, is this person pulling this tub? Jeez Louise. So not only do we have this King of Cups energy, but this person has the strings, the rope wrapped around them, or wrapped around their around this tub and all the stuff in it, and then they're pulling it with them, and it's full. It has actually a huge fish in it. It has a big giant cup and then 7 cups on top, which that is interesting. And the top cup is toppling the bottom cup. It's like no foundation, no spiritual understanding, a big old heavy weight that everything is overwhelmed by, in a situation that kind of when it rains, it pours. And all of that, they're having to lug the emotional weight of this all around. Okay. Whew. Okay. Because this is making me feel like there's something deeper going on than I might have considered. But all right, let's do the reading. So first things first. Yes. What is DM thinking about right now? What are they saying yes to right now? Another King of Swords. Yes, and yes to the King of Swords. What would that mean, Grace? That whatever it is that they're thinking about, they're going to do it. And can I just tell you, though, there's a weird, like, sexual energy coming through, but I don't know. 3 kings. Why? 3 kings in a page, right? And the Chariot, 2 sevens. Hold on now. And there's this 8 minus 1, 7. There's something kind of spicy. And this week, didn't we have the Knight of Swords to start? That was that quick energy to go with the Chariot. So there, yeah, there is this is gonna sound weird, but it almost feels like the divine masculine is thinking about things that keep them going. And perhaps that's where I'm getting the sexual, kind of energy from, because it's like, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm not doing too good, I'm going to focus on the stuff that I enjoy. And I enjoy myself a little now, okay? So if divine masculine is focusing their mind and energy on that, or saying, hey, that's my reward, once I get done with this, maybe that's on the other side of this, it feels like they're really reaching into the bag of tricks here to get themselves through whatever this is about. On the other side, though, the King of Swords being the third king we're seeing with this, yes, again, it just makes me feel like they've made a decision, a very important decision about something that before this they did not have confidence nor clarity about, okay? All right. So what are they struggling with? Love and temperance. Wow. They're struggling. This is represents the lovers. So they're struggling with the lovers and balance. To me, this is very obvious that we think about the idea of work-life balance, yeah? There's something about this that's like, how do I keep doing the work and the plan and follow the path that I'm on, and also find a way to invest in this part of my life, in love, in what I've been doing all this for, in the thing that I'm on the path for in the first place. There's something about this that's like, there's these karmic blockages. That's what feels like it's missing here. They can't stand in their power the way that they want to yet, because I think if they actually can, but they won't let go of that old thing that they're still trying to fulfill. So in their mind, they can't do that. So what are they supposed to do? Oh, I just got to keep going. I got to figure it out. I don't know. And it's like, well, this is the problem. This is why you are being challenged, because the love that you're supposed to be experiencing would be the thing that fills you up and helps you keep going. But you're avoiding that because you're trying to do as much work on the one side. There's that extreme energy showing up again. You're trying to do as much work on the one side before union, or before that next stage or that next level with your divine feminine, so that you can, enjoy that on the other side. And it's like, maybe it doesn't get to work like that. I don't know how many of you are like me, where you want to get stuff done. If you know that you if you know you have guests coming, you tell yourself that you're going to spend the next 2 months before the summertime when they come getting everything in order. You're going to use it as an excuse to get, your house in order, blah, blah, blah. And then, it, it doesn't necessarily happen. And you end up doing what you can along the way, but you really told yourself that just the best way to do it is for everything to be perfect way before they got there. So now the question is, do you just sit in that frozen state of panic, like, oh no, I didn't do it? Or do you just be a gracious host and do your best with what you've got and accept it and maybe clean along the way, which is not ideal, right? Like, you want to just be able to enjoy yourself or whatever, but hey, maybe that's what you have to do. There's something like that where divine masculine is so stuck on either having it their way or that they think it's the only right way. I can't figure out which one it is, but it's just not healthy, okay? If you're here right now and you can hear my voice, please like this video. It really, really means a lot to this channel to have your support and to be able to get this message out to other people. You'd be surprised what a like could do here on YouTube. So thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who always does do that for us, because you just know what it means. All right. Next thing, what do we need to know here? The moon. This makes me think about, where are you at, Where are you at? Where are they spending their time? 7 of Wands. We've got another 7. This is double 7 here. We've got all these kings, all these 7s, major arcana showing up. That's what we got so far. 7 of Wands, though. with the moon. This feels like fighting off downloads. Where do they spend their time? This feels like in avoidance. This even feels like places that help people avoid things. Now, for the old school DFs in here, we're going to think things like, oh, maybe my DM is at the bar. Maybe they're going out, they're with their friends. Maybe for the new school or the younger divine masculines out there, we might say something like, oh, they're always gaming, right? Like in their online world, kind of escaping. Um, but there's all kinds of other things like substances. There's all kinds of stuff, right? That divine masculine is going to use to avoid dealing with this. And I feel like this goes along with our imagery because here we cannot actually see the face of whoever's wearing this. And the question would be, why are these people all attacking their ringleader? This is the Seven of Wands, and guess what? This person is the seventh. The Chariot energy had that similar thing where people were pulling them. Was it the Chariot or was it? Yeah, I think it was the Chariot, where they were these kind of, creature minion dudes were like pulling like this. And I'm thinking, divine masculine used to be one of them. And they're just like, one of us. And they really don't want divine masculine to leave. And they also don't want divine masculine, wielding this power in this way. So I think divine masculine is really avoiding the downloads about what to do because there's a part of them that might enjoy this a little bit. They might enjoy the feeling of importance, that might enjoy the feeling of the drama, like the thrill of it, but also might enjoy the feeling of having some sort of power. So they really are in a precarious position here because they were, I think, intending to leave this situation, but then something came about where they had an opportunity to stay just a little bit longer, which was it a collective reading where I said the other day, just one more job? Oh, when that comes up, I tell you, that's what always makes me think we're dealing with kind of our more shady behavior, or maybe just not as straightforward divine masculines. Yeah. So, all right. So far we have a DM who has made a choice. They are trying to move forward. However, they're really struggling with maintaining their balance and listening for the divine word in all of this. It's more so about what can I get? What can I do for me right now? What I want, my path. So, all right, still seeing a divine masculine who's got their eye on a very specific prize. When was the last time they thought about their divine feminine? I guess I can even say like what was the mood? What was the situation that made them think about them? Well, 11. Could this be a sign or a sync? Oh, and then the Two of Swords, and I mean this almost feels like a dream, but this also kind of feels like stalking, like watching. So this feels like it could be a lot of different situations and circumstances. This feels like it could be the divine masculine checking out your social media without you being able to tell, or going through others, asking questions about you. This just comes across as like almost like big brother energy. Like camera watching videos, not sibling. This also comes through as a divine masculine who, what was the situation? Well, they had to make a decision. They had to make a choice, and they knew that you would know what to do. This is a very common situation, I think, for divine masculines that have met their divine feminine, especially, where they know you very well. They know they can trust you. They know you just always seem to have the answers. And there's something here that says this particular divine masculine probably knows what you would say already. That's the only reason they wouldn't have reached out, because they know you're going to tell them not to do it. Okay. So it's very interesting because that would say that every time that they think about you, they see you almost as in some sort of opposition to them, because it's like they know if they're having to ask the question in the first place that whatever it is that they're doing is obviously wrong. Then otherwise what would the question really be? So that means the fact that they know that you're so good and like pure, I think that's really sweet, but kind of ridiculous too. And then the last thing I get from this is that the divine masculine thought about you at a point where they were recognizing some of the behaviors and the things that this energy, this Seven of Wands kind of fighting things off, how it had been affecting the people in their life. And there is something here that says, as I think about it, maybe I'm not actually watching you, maybe this isn't what this represents here, but I'm reflecting on the hoops I made you jump through and the acrobatics that you had to do just to deal with me. That's what comes through here. Okay. Then I guess I would want to know, why haven't you reached out then? Hamsa protection. The devil? Protection from the devil? Hands off? Oh man. Okay. Huh. It's weird because I'm looking at the person in the what is this called again? The ringmaster outfit. And they've got this long red hair. And then this person has this long red hair, but I keep feeling like the divine masculine is pretending to be someone. And it's almost like this used to be a good circus, but it was taken over. Taken over by the devil, by the darkness, by the evil. Meaning there is some sort of ringleader type energy in this energy divine masculine has been in. They were not the ringleader of this situation. Now, protecting the divine feminine by not reaching out, to me, says this is either where you're going to end up, or other people have already ended up here. Like this is some, people that the divine masculine feels like they have to help or save. So there could be situations where the divine masculine isn't just staying back to, I don't know, be annoying or something. Like, it's legitimately the best thing for everyone. I know there are many of you in my collective that have children. And I know that many of you have DMs who have children. And you know that some of these moms of these kids are all kinds of loco or all kinds of something else. So for the DM to just kind of walk away and give up on their kid, you wouldn't do that to your kid for them. I mean, some of you might, depending on the situation, but 90% of you wouldn't, okay? Jeez. So I'm just thinking, this is that kind of thing. It's like there's someone involved. So it's interesting that they think about you when they're reflecting on what they've caused by not protecting people. And now they're like fighting off all the energy. But it almost seems like there's a part of them that feels like they have to do this, that there's some duty. Maybe they got these people caught up. But again, this could be you too. This could be you energetically, where some person some time ago took control of the rhetoric, took control of whatever the view was of your situation and twisted it. So this could be, this devil woman is represented by, let's say, the divine masculine's mom. And she's created this whole circus in what you guys had, which was this beautiful Cirque du Soleil style thing. And it was all amazing and it was just poetic. And then this freaking lady comes in and she's like, oh, actually, you're the spawn of Satan. And it's like, you're the spawn of Satan. Look at you. But you know what I mean? It's like, it could even be something like that, where there's somebody in there that they have to finally become strong enough, fight off whatever. There's just something here that, and this is the center of the reading. It's actually kind of surprising to see it, because this didn't really cross my mind. Yes, I understand. I even got, I think previously when we've worked with this deck before, that sometimes we do get this energy of divine masculine feeling stuck or trapped. But I think they often feel like that. And again, a lot of us feel like that in life. That shouldn't just be a thing we look at as divine masculines making excuses. Most people feel stuck at multiple points in their life, so it shouldn't be crazy to see that, yeah? But I think what's weird to me here is that we have this devil energy showing up halfway through the story. And that might be what you keep getting, is bits and pieces of a story where maybe instead of getting the big picture, we dive into one thing, one question, one part. And this might be where there is a disservice being done to those of you who don't read your own energy or have struggled with tapping into your DM's energy yourself, where you can't have that empathy towards them, and you're just like, this is so strange, my gifting just doesn't work. Well, if you're trusting others and they choose what information they're going to provide and not go into the full depth all over, what if you're missing stuff? What if you're getting false understandings of things? So I feel like sometimes we're getting the story and halfway through we find out that DM really isn't in the wrong. And if you've listened to a bunch of other things that have told you the whole way through, they're bad, bad, bad. But then you finally get to the bottom of it and you're like, oh, well, I mean, that's actually kind of nice. I mean, they're trying to help somebody who's hurt. So there's something about this that says divine feminine, whatever they're going through, whatever they're dealing with, the way that they treat you is so rarely about you. And that's a problem in itself, I admit, right? It should be about me sometimes, right? Like, I make things about you. You should make things about me in a good way, okay? But more so in just thinking about this from the standpoint of this person had a whole life before you, just like you did before them. There's just so much other stuff, and we might call it baggage. We might try to label it as something else, but it's like, no, this was their life, and this is where their circumstances led them. And if this is how they awaken, is by freeing themselves from some circus, from some evil person, choosing to care, this is special. So all right, Grace, get off your soapbox. Soapbox, Grace. So how are they being affected by this then? Like, what do we need to understand? It's bringing them to some new balance. And this was the card that actually like flipped out and came in reverse and everything. So we've got 4 of Cups. Now here's what's interesting with this 4 of Cups is you kind of have to decide, who are we referring to? Who are we talking about here? Who's who? Who's this person coming down from the acrobat rope thing, hovering over the boat? Who's the person in the boat not paying attention? Is this good or bad? Is this help or is this not help? And there's something about the 4 of Cups that says you're missing the possibilities. You think that it's all over. Funny. I was about to say to you, I forget I had never seen it before, and I only noticed it one time. This is like probably the second time. But I had seen this card come up all this time, and then I finally realized that the person in the boat is distracted by the face in the water beneath. That's the face of I believe it's the divine feminine. To have the yin and yang show up here, I don't know. I think that the way this is affecting the divine masculines is it is a little bit distracting. I think it is a little bit overwhelming. That's where even when I get to the King of Swords and it's supposed to be a little bit more of a focused energy, even we have the King of Wands, but there's something here that came across as like, sexy, sexy. And it was like, what in the world is this about? And I think it's just the divine masculine is kind of on the edge here. And I think that this is such a good example of what it is when they daydream about us just to get through. I feel like many of us have done that before. Many of us have escaped into a fantasy, into a potential, into something. And I think it's very interesting to see that even the divine masculines do this. Maybe we think that they might have that daydreaming, but they probably just daydream about money or having sex or whatever. It's like, well, maybe. But maybe it's with you. Maybe it's thinking about the last time. Maybe it's thinking about the first time, what it's going to be like. Maybe it's just wondering if it's even possible. But whatever it is, there's something here that comes through when it says there is a romantic edge. There is a sense of divine longing. And I don't know, but I feel like this is reinforcements coming in. I feel like this is the divine masculine thinking they're thinking about you. What made them think about you? These 3 cups spilled over. They thought about sadness and you came to mind. And I think that this guy coming in from above, and remember we said in this particular reading, the energy is that the acrobat show was the original good thing that was taken over by this devil energy. So if the energy is affecting them by distracting them, and overwhelming them and making them lose hope, it would be really beautiful to see divine reinforcements come in and bring them a cup where they didn't expect it. The question is, are they going to see it? Are they going to appreciate it? Are they going to take it? They often have a bit of trouble with the Four of Cups energy. We get the sense of somebody who's just really never satisfied. But I don't know, this Four of Cups feels a little bit different. It kind of feels like, maybe that's why it came in reverse, right? Maybe that's why it came out with some excitement. It feels like Divine Masculine is going to turn and see that full cup and not even process that it wasn't already there. It's going to be this moment of hope, like, oh, how did I not notice that? Thank goodness. And I don't know what they need this cup for, but they need it. It's like our love is an antidote or something. All right, Grace, keep going. This is intense. Okay. What is causing them to have this imbalance? If they're thinking about the divine feminine, why do they struggle to believe in love? Why are they doubting that love is possible? I mean, I have to remember this devil energy, right? But still, what's going on here? Oh, divine feminine and the star? What does that mean? Divine feminine and the star. Oh man, I heard something today about something that made me instantly think about the star card. I think it might have even been referring to Aquarius or something. What did it say? It was like the divine now I should have wrote it down. But I don't know why that made me come to mind, or that came to mind. And we have the moon here. Moon with the star and everything. I mean, there's the crescent, there's the star, there's the crescent, there's the star. 1 and 7. This is the only one. 1 and 7. The King of Swords, the Seven of Wands. It almost feels like this is what he came for. He came to get this sword. But then again, we find that he not only found a sword, but he also found a cup. We saw that he also found a wand. What's missing? The pentacle. It's funny because maybe actually the pentacle is what he came for. But then he found out that there was some magic in this place. How did he figure that out? There's something about this tree. Hold on, I think I'm Divine Feminine. Queen of Wands it opened to. The Sun. The Devil. In case this is better to see the Devil card. Sorry, focus, Grace. What is this about? Together, these are performers. So these are people, performers creating this star imagery. They create their own constellation. Together, they make their star stand out to the crowd, working through their own individual lights in order to make one large light. This feels like working together. The thing that I pictured was the divine feminine pouring out the water that we would see in the standard star card. And all I could think is divine feminine doing so much that it comes across as so just completely overly abundant, like divine masculine seeing us like overachievers, divine masculine seeing us like in this golden state of perfection. And for them to think like, how am I supposed to just compete with that? And I mean, we should be the ones to be able to say to them, we're not supposed to be competing, but okay. But beyond that, it's like divine masculine. Why do you doubt yourself? You just spent all these years in the circus. Where is this coming from? So what causes them to doubt the love is that they place value and conditions on worth, and they think they're worth less than someone that you are worthy of. They don't understand that you don't place those same conditions and values on people, especially not the love of your life. So this can be, we can really butt heads here. This can be very frustrating for us as divine feminines to deal with a divine masculine who sees themselves in the world that way. Ugh. Okay. Does anybody else? Oh, see, okay, thank you. Somebody say amen. Does anybody else come through and feel that with me? Like, has your DM ever been like that? Because it's always something with the confidence and comparison. There's even sometimes in like low vibe DMs a little bit jealousy, you know. Ah, man, this is rough. All right. What is it that they don't want us to know? Like, what do they really just lack the courage to tell us, to show us about themselves? Ah, K is for karmic and the fool. They don't want us to know. Interesting, we had the Two of Swords where there's this huge face, just big old obvious face, staring out, looking over. Then we have the sun kind of peeking out to see them. We know that it's them because we know that this is the same guy. So, okay, you don't want the divine feminine to know what you're up to, that you've completed the mission. But there's something about this that says they don't want you to know what they had to do this. This is giving me like very strong soldier coming home from war, you don't want to know type energy. Like you know that they're going to need to heal from this type energy. But you know, there was something I said earlier, I believe it would have been with this temperance energy, where I said the issue with the work-life balance is that they keep putting so much energy into getting as much of the work done before we get into reunion so that we can spend less time doing that and more time just enjoying each other. Like they really have a surprisingly beautiful view of what reunion should be. I know that there are some people out there nowadays that don't care about relationships, don't want to be with anybody. But I think we lump our DMs in with all men or all masculine figures or, you know, people similar to them. But for those DMs who really are like King of Pentacles, you know, our King of Pentacles, which, that'd be the king that's missing today, isn't it? That's probably the one undercover, yeah? If your DM is a King of Pentacles, if they really do want to get their money right and get comfortable before they get with you, what you can learn from that is that they want to enjoy you. Have you ever thought about that? Like, why not just work together and build together? Because I don't get to enjoy you that way. You are meant to be a part of what I view as my future, that I just get to wake up and just open my arms out in front of the big mansion like I see all the guys on the Billionaire podcast do. And they're like, I just ran 5 miles. The sun is rising. I'm drinking my protein shake. Like that's what the divine, and then they turn around and they smack you on the butt. Bow. And they're like, good morning, baby. Mwah. And that's the life that they kind of, not all of them, right? But that kind of thing is what they've envisioned. And a lot of us are hurt by the fact that they don't want to be with us now because it's almost like, oh, you just want to go off and do this and do that. And it's like, even if they're out doing whatever to entertain themselves in the meantime, they're not even really enjoying it because they just want to lay up with you. They're not enjoying it because whoever they're with, now that they know you, they know that person's never going to make it in their life. They know that person will never hold a candle to you. So that person being there is more insulting to that person, I guess, unfortunately. So I'm just saying, they don't want you to know what they've been doing. They don't want you to know that they're almost done or close to done or not close to done. Whatever it is, there's something that you know about this part of them, and they want to hide that from you. Because for them, it means that they're now going to have to step up, or that you're going to be disappointed, or they're going to have to do this or explain or whatever. So this is interesting. They know a lot of your joy and happiness kind of rides on them either succeeding, because in their mind, they've already told themselves that's what has to be, or, you know, them coming in and saying, okay, here, the parameters have been laid. I've met these and this rubric is done. So now we can finally. So this is interesting. If I tell my divine feminine too many details, they'll know when I'm ready and then I'll have to go. But I need more time. They'll know what I've been doing. They'll know what I've had to do to keep this up. Or there's a lot with that little karmic K right there. Kind of, it kind of makes me want to read the Fool's Reversal because there's something. From this point of view, we have no idea how far from the stage the Fool is. We also don't know if the magical beast can land gracefully on its feet. They don't want you to see them land. They don't know what's going to happen. There are lots of unknowns and not a lot of certainties. This fact alone may be enough for you to abandon the journey before it has begun. To question your path before you have even truly found one may be the narrative inside your head. The unknown can be scary or it can be fun, but you will never know unless you commit to see the leap all the way through to the stage. So I'm guessing what this is saying is the stage is underneath this person, and they're kind of taking this leap down. And I think this might even be saying, hey, I'm protecting you from the circus until I've been completely sure that it's fixed, that it's all cleared out, that it's been purified, that it's ready for you. So there is so much happening here. And I think one of the reasons why when I do these, I can't even say just collective readings, because even when I do personal readings, you guys know how DMs really, I think, are comfortable opening up with me because I listen. But when we're doing a collective reading and we have all these different DMs and all the reasons why they want to protect you, or all the reasons why they want to, pursue certain paths so they could be certain people, so they could do certain things with you, it's like, I feel like they all want to talk at once and they all want to explain and they all want you to understand. And I think the hard part about that is, even if one DM could come through and actually get directly through to their divine feminine, that divine feminine probably wants to hear it in person. So it doesn't really matter what they say here. And I think that's another reason why there's some DMs that they just stay silent. There's so much here. All right, let's close this out, yeah? What is the most important thing divine feminine needs to know right now? It's about divine masculine. 4 of Pentacles. Whoa. This is very interesting. It gives me Raiders of the Lost Ark. Is that what that's called? It gives me molten lava, like blacksmith melting down, even like alchemy. It also makes me think about the King of Pentacles and how the 4 of Pentacles is a stop along the way to their divinity. It is one of the last points where they're just so incredibly stubborn and unwilling to learn, and they refuse to put down their pride. It's one of the last stages where you really see that in that person who eventually does become the king. And this is really the first we see of him. I wonder if this K represented king, but I do think it's really talking just as much about karmic energy either way. So divine masculine, and this is interesting too, there's this rocket with a triangle shape, and then we've got a circle underneath, and then similar shape for the divine masculine symbol here. So to see the divine masculine is making a sacrifice to the, almost like the god of their masculinity, in the 4 of Pentacles, pride card, which is pretty much what masculinity could be described as if we wanted to pick one thing. Pride is a really easy way to be like, yep, that's men, or that's DMs for you, yeah? So this is interesting. The most important thing that you need to know about the DMs right now is that they're still in a place where they are exchanging power. They believe they need to collect power and use it for something. They are still in a very conditional place in their existence. Everything is based off of conditions and agreed upon values. And for divine masculine, they really still crave desperately to be approved of, to be seen as worthy. And this is sad because this big thing that they're sacrificing this to, it's like the Wizard of Oz. On the other side of this machine is somebody who's taking that melted down gold and selling it, and probably giving people back fake gold, which is why we saw in that ringleader thing, the divine masculine in the mask. I don't know if you saw, but he was actually holding a pentacle. He was dangling a fake pentacle over those people who are all arguing over it. Oh, but Grace, Where's the fourth person? This is Four of Pentacles, but there's only one, two, three people in it. He was dangling it over those people. I wonder if he let them have it. And they're going to go back and take this, and this thing is going to be like, no. And maybe this is where the fourth pentacle went, is divine masculine is in. And, I put this on here like this, and that would tell me what? Divine masculine ascending. So, oy vey, a lot of deep messages coming through that say, listen, I am moving beyond my pride and my masculine need to win and control. And I'm moving into a place of being the protector, of being, the savior in my own right, in my own space, in my community, and for the people that need me most. When it comes to you, my divine feminine, all I really want to do is protect you. I want to see you as much as I want to protect you. And having those two things in me at war or at odds, it pretty much has me going back and forth thinking about you all the time. That's what I get here. So, okay. Ay, divine masculine. All I can hope here is that as this divine masculine deals with the energies around them, all these extremes, all this confusion, they can take the time within themselves to say, why am I doing this in the first place? What does this really mean to me? What matters most to me? How did I find the motivation to keep going? And they're going to notice that most of the answers to the questions in their life lead them back to you. That's what we can hope. But what we have to understand is we get to look at this information, with having all the information up to this point too. We get to look over, quite literally with a bird's eye view here. Whereas for them, they're in the situation. They don't have the previous understanding. They don't know that they're on an ascension journey in most cases. And to see them succeeding, to see them standing in king energy, I don't know, there is something really special about it. So I think they're doing a good job. I think it's going to be very important for us as a collective to understand how they continue to end up in that like karmic energy, and what it is that we can do to make sure that when it comes down to balancing the things that they really want to do and love, and the things that they are, I think, on a soul level obligated to, things that probably would make them feel deeply happy if they allowed themselves to do it. I think if they can go with that flow and tap into that, they'll feel better. But if they can't, that's not that strange with what they're dealing with. There will come a point where that clicks, and I think that's what the message is about here. That DMs in separation must accept that they are meant to leap into love in a way that they never thought they would. And until that happens, it's almost visible here where you've got this karmic standing in the way of the new beginning between the DM and the DF in this higher level. Even down to the imagery, you've got this beautiful moon with this beautiful golden palm tree in the divine feminine energy and high vibrational star, versus DM with this just very powerful but kind of combustible, what is, just a little bit dangerous type energy, lower vibe, Four of Pentacles. There's just something about this path that is kind of clear for us, but to them, they don't know that it looks like this. So remember that can give you hindsight bias watching these readings and thinking, why would my DM be so foolish? And it's like, because they don't see the things the way that you do. All right. But that, if you can connect with that, my divine masculine must come to terms with what love is, what unconditional actually means, the benefit behind it. And if they can do that, or I should say, when they do that, then they will really open themselves up and be ready for something deeper. And I will be prepared, because I'm taking everything I'm learning from these readings, and rather than just going, okay, cool, or just soaking it in, maybe I'm saying, how can I be supportive of that? oh, my DM has substance abuse issues. How can I learn how to help someone who's recovering? How can I, learn how to be the best potential spouse for a recovering addict? Or, you know what I mean? Like, if I know somebody has mental health issues, what can I learn about their disorders? Or, even helping to identify things, not diagnosing people if we don't have a degree in psychology and a license to do so, but, helping to really say, if I'm in separation from this person and I know so much about them and I know so much about their life that they don't know, the best thing that I can do is just facilitate ease for them as we go forward. So use this to your advantage. And remember that in the back of your mind, you should always be thinking, the goal for divine right now in divine masculine's life is to get them to accept that it is time for them to leap into love. Okay, good. Now that I know that, I don't have to ask the question of why do we have to have the separation? Because my divine masculine would probably treat me so bad I'd hate them. That's probably something I need to remember for the moments where I'm like, why not now? It's like, ugh, because you don't want that yet. So this is a lot. Depending on your situation, you might be in touch with this person and know what's going on. If you're not, be aware. You don't want to be. And if you are, I would say stay out, because if there really is this devil person who's been able to control so much that you need to be protected from, I would respect that wish to be protected. It's the best thing you can do. I've put myself into positions where it was like, I thought the person was lying or they were just being sneaky, or I didn't really believe that I needed to be protected. I did not understand. You know how sometimes dudes be like, women are just crazy, and people be like, yeah, and so pretty much everybody knows when a guy says that the girl wasn't crazy, right? Come on. Unless there's a certain tone where it's like, no, crazy, right? So it's kind of like that. There's this weird feeling I'm getting. And I don't know, I feel like we don't understand that whatever this devil energy is in their life is crazy, and we don't want that. So I hope this helps you. I love you. Oh, I was supposed to make these announcements in the beginning and I didn't. So if you're, oops. Okay. So I do have a 30-minute phone call that I'm going to take off my site tonight. And I just posted that in the, what's that called? The chat. Okay. All of the New Wave Prophecy videos are 5:55 for a few more hours. And then I'll be changing that too. Mr. Lightwork has a love letter channel. A lot of people don't know that we have 2 other love letter channels that Mr. Lightwork runs. They have different types of messages. He's trying to make sure he can actually reach the right people. So, because if not, they kind of just funnel the same people into one place. So you'll have to use your discernment to figure out which one of those 2 pages are for you. But if you're interested in hearing from Mr. Lightwork, the Divine Masculine, on this channel, he posts on here once or twice a week, but he also posts other love channelings and messages on his other channels, okay? So the reason I'm also sharing this is because some of you have reached out and said, are these people impersonating you? Are they stealing your videos? No, Mr. Lightwork just has other channels. Just so you know, everything on this channel is all me. And I don't say that to be like, it's me. I say that to be like, a lot of times people think that Mr. Lightwork is posting memes. And it's interesting, if they think it's from me, then they're like, oh, whatever. But if they think it's from him, they're like, you're so rude. You shouldn't be saying this, sir. And it's like, he does not post those on this channel. I post everything on the community tab. This is my channel, okay? So I just wanted to make sure you guys knew. And then the last thing is the New Wave Prophecy channel. If you were interested in the New Wave Prophecy content, but you are not currently able or interested in making the purchase, I will be posting clips. I mean, it's not going to be full videos, guys. It's going to be 2 to 3 minutes of little bits of information I think that the collective should hear, maybe a few times a week. So it's going to take quite a long time to ever be able to kind of like piece together a full video, and I highly doubt I'll ever post a full video. So if you're interested in something from the New Wave Prophecy videos, I would get them whenever you find them on sale. It's going to be, again, a little while before I do something like that again. I often do it when someone asks me and enough people are saying, hey, can you please, I'll put a little for like 12 hours until that person can make that purchase, because I think it's fair to leave it open for everybody. But I really don't do that very often. So get those now, or check out the New Wave Prophecy channel, subscribe to it. If you are enjoying those New Wave Prophecy videos and you'd like to have those little snippets showing up on your news feed to kind of encourage you or remind you of things, you can go ahead and subscribe to that channel as well. So I'm super duper excited about that finally being allowed to be out. Did I tell you everything? Congratulations to Cheryl. I don't know if she's here, but Cheryl won I don't see her name. Cheryl won the comment signature winner for April. So Cheryl, I think I might already have your email, but if I don't, please email me at thefierygrace@gmail.com. No, I don't see her name, so I don't know if she's here tonight, but I'm sure she'll watch this later. And the golden ticket giveaway is going on. A lot of you don't know the prizes. So I have there's a 40-minute phone call, a 40-minute tarot call, a 45-minute reading, a 30-minute recorded reading. There's a package where it's the reunion resolution package. So you get the Reunion Journey Toolkit and the Road to Reunion course. So that's actually two of our most important twin flame resources. And then the fifth prize is the Around the World package, is what I call it. And it's 21 videos, some New Wave Prophecy stuff, and then some annual exclusives. Okay. So those are the 5 prizes, all worth around $100. So you'll receive, do I have one? Oh, wait, where'd it go? This one is not the exact one you'll receive because this one's mine, but you'll receive a $100 golden ticket in the mail if you win. And then you just take a picture with that and send it to me. And then you get to pick your prize. The prizes are first come, first serve. We did have our first winner find her ticket and send it. So you'll see her picture coming up on the channel soon. So we have 4 more tickets, but she hasn't claimed her prize yet. So technically all 5 prizes are still available. So if you've already made a purchase of 444 since March 13th, you should have sent me your email. I would have already have sent you an email letting you know that you qualified. And if you're just not interested in sending that selfie photo, even if it's over your face, like if this is your eyes right here and you could put it over your face and you still don't want to, I don't blame you at all. I know some people just don't like pictures. I'm one of those people. That's why you'll never catch me doing a video call or like a Zoom where you can see my face, or I don't do those. Just not interested. I don't like it. So if you don't want to, I totally understand, but that is the way we're going to do these giveaways. So I love you guys. If you're interested in that, hit me up. Otherwise, I'm also going to open up my calls. I was only doing calls on on Wednesday and Thursday. I will be opening up calls for other days of the week. However, they will be very, very limited. So if you're interested in speaking with me, you're pretty much never going to talk to me on a Friday or a Saturday. That's not going to happen. But any other day of the week, there is a chance that I can talk to you. So if that's really important and you just can't do a Wednesday or a Thursday, and that's the only thing that's ever kept you from talking to me, well, hit me up if you're like, okay, my schedule is really hard to schedule. Please don't buy your phone call and then be like, oh, but by the way, it has to be at 2 o'clock in the morning Eastern. I'm not doing that anymore, guys. I'm not putting myself through that. 2020 was a mess for that reason. Okay. But pretty much any time of day during the week and on Sunday, I am opening up those calls. So do let me know if you need to chat. And if you're an international client, we use Skype. I know some people would be like, well, why don't you use Zoom? Well, because I would have to pay to use Zoom for any call over 40 minutes, and many of my calls are. And as a small business owner, every charge I add on, the only way for me to make that money back would be to charge you that. That's just how it works. I'm not doing that to you guys. We're going to do things for the free ski. YouTube, Skype, anything that allows us to be able to connect. That's how I'm able to keep my costs so low. That's why you're not spending $250 to talk to me for 5 minutes. Okay. So if you need me, hit me up. If you need to clarify anything, my Gmail is thefierygrace@gmail.com. Remember, fiery is spelled Fiery. And I do accept PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Thank you so much to those of you who have been sending over Cash App and Venmo tips for me to go get some lunch, for Mr. Lightwork to go get coffee, and just generally keeping us in your thoughts and taking care of us and just being here. You guys know you're our only friends, you're our only family. We don't go anywhere, we don't talk to anybody, we don't even drive. We are always here except for Saturday where we lay about because it's Shabbat. So I just hope that if you need me, I can actually be there for you because it's what I'm here to do. This journey is enough on its own. If you need someone to talk to and vent to, or if you need someone to help you find a distraction and start that tarot channel or that business, whatever it is, I'm really, really good at the stuff that I offer. If I don't offer it, it's because I'm not good at it. If I do offer it, it's because I believe that I'm better than most other people out there doing it. If you need me, you let me know. This is my calling right now. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to get going. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope this helped those of you who were struggling a little bit with the way you were feeling. I think that's all the announcements. If I didn't, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm supposed to say all kinds of stuff sometimes, If you made it to the end, I want you to leave if you can find it in your emojis, the symbol, well, dang it. I'm still going to ask it, but okay. I was going to say leave the symbol for male and female or masculine and feminine, but I don't want to offend anybody. So if you just want to leave these symbols, or if you want to leave 2 dudes or 2 chicks and not even the symbols, if you can't find these and just want to leave people, whatever. But you leave things that represent a couple energy. Because again, everybody gets offended. There's nothing I could possibly say to make everybody happy, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, good. All right. I love you. Don't forget to leave your comment signature. That's how you win that free reading that Cheryl won this last month. And Kaya won the month before. And I can't remember everybody. But every single month for 6 years now, I've been giving away free readings. I won't stop. So don't forget to leave that comment signature. All right. Obviously, I need to leave because I can't stop talking. Bye.